You might not know this about me, but I have one of these, and I just released an episode that I'm probably never going to do a video on. And a lot of it's on this guy here, and I'm probably not going to do a video ever because it hits too close to home. Let's just say that I'm 90% sure I went to grade school and high school with Admiral Byrd, who supposedly was born in 1888 and died in 1957. And no, I'm not even remotely joking. Like I said, it hits too close to home, and in the 10% chance that I'm wrong, I'm not going to share a video with the entire world. But I did an episode on it, and you can listen to it and watch it. And you can find this where you find most one of these. And I'm being vague because they censor it on these platforms. But here's just a little taste of other topics I talk about on that episode too. Of course, all this for entertainment purposes. Have a lovely day. All the Epstein files about them eating babies and them killing and all that, it's all bullcrap. None of that is real. I don't think they can kill because they can't impact free will. If they can't impact free will, they can't kill you. Now they can deceive you into killing others. They can deceive you into taking poison. They can deceive you into drinking yourself to oblivion. They can deceive you to making you think that, bad food is good and bad pills are good. They can deceive you, but they're not eating you. They're not trafficking humans, I don't think. I think that's all fear-mongering nonsense. And if you think about it, if you truly think about this, not one of you, not only one of you, but anyone that you know, not one of them knows anyone who has had a child eaten or had a child that has been sex trafficked. It doesn't happen, in my opinion. Now, I'm not saying bad things don't happen. There is trafficking, but it's not them. It's bad people. They're the deceivers of the world. They're the fear-mongers of the world, but I don't think they're killing anybody because anyone that they have said to kill, this celebrity, that celebrity, this person who is exposing them, that person, that I've proven they're all alive. Joe Fell's alive, Chris Cornell alive, Chester Bennington alive. They're all alive. They lie, they fearmonger, and they deceive. And that shouldn't impact you. Ignore it. Ignore it. So God put them down here, and I say God, like Heavenly Father, put them down here as punishment because they're stuck here. We're here for a blink of an eye, and then our beautiful, spiritual, eternal bodies back up to heaven. And then I think if we want to, we choose to come back down here again. It's a long answer to a short question. You asked, why would he do that? Why would he put them down here with us? Well, who cares? They're stuck here. Bye-bye, fallen angels. I'm going to go back up to heaven when I'm out of here, and you're stuck here. Suckers, thanks for deceiving me. And where'd that get you? Nowhere, but trapped here longer. So you got to think more in terms of you're a spiritual being, my friend. And I don't mean any rudeness by how I answer it. I really don't, because I think I would have thought that at first as well, but you're a spiritual being. You're a beautiful, heavenly, divine, eternal spiritual being, and don't you forget it. If he's anything like all the others, like, he's around. And I'm like, that's interesting since I know his nephew, his great nephew. So I go to look up Admiral Byrd, and I look at the normal pictures, but then I type in Admiral Byrd young. Just young. And I'm going to pull this picture up. This picture right here. I saw this picture and it hit me like a 1,000,000-pound dump truck. Because I thought I was looking exactly at another one of my classmates named Scott. And I'm not going to say his last name, but I literally looked at him and I thought, that is Scott G. 1,000%. Like, there's no one else I see there, and it's not even my facial recognition. Like, that just is Scott to me. He looks just like Scott G. And then I thought to myself, wait a second, holy crap. Peter, who's great nephews of Admiral Byrd, was best friends with Scott G. Best friends. And Peter was always like, he was like a goofy, squirrely, like super nice kid, but like a little rowdy, a little goofy. And Scott, who I'm saying looks just like Admiral Byrd, always treated Peter like he was like an adult. They were best friends, but it was always like one was an adult and one was a kid. And Scott was always looking out for Peter, like he was his great uncle or something like that. So I'm looking at Admiral Byrd and I'm like, I got to find pictures of Scott. So I went through old yearbooks. I went through different things. And guys, when I found the picture and I lined it up, I was like, not only did I go to school with Admiral Byrd, like from like, I think fourth grade on, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, through high school. Scott and I were enemies. I punched Scott in the stomach when we were kids, made him cry because he was a bully. He was a bully and bullied me. And one day on the baseball field, I had enough and I punched him in the stomach and he ran away in tears. And guys, I shit you not, I truly believe Scott is Admiral Byrd. I'm going to pull up I did Smoking Guns, I did Symmetry, and I'm going to pull this up here. And I think when you guys see this, if you're driving, if you're just listening, you got to watch this. And let me say this too. So when we were young, Scott was a bully. I punched him in the stomach. And ever after that, we slowly became buddies. He played high school football with me. He was the quarterback of our freshman B team because I was on the B team freshman year. And we ended up becoming buddies. He was in my Spanish class. And Scott was always the smartest person in the room. Always. There's not many people I've met in my life that have just made me feel dumb because of how smart they are. Scott did. Scott always made me feel dumb. We were in the same Spanish class for 4 years. We took Spanish 1, 2, 3, and 4 honors. And he literally was the smartest, always the smartest. I couldn't understand how someone his age was so smart. Now, I'm going to play this for you, and I'm telling you, if you're just listening, you need to watch. This is my classmate, Scott G., and Admiral Byrd. And not only is the symmetry exact, in the teeth exact, in the nose exact, and the eyebrows and the hairline exact, but he's got the marks, guys. And these are 2 crappy pictures, like not high quality photos, and I still found all the marks. So his chin has a hole on both sides, and then you go up and there's the exact same gash, looks like a scar in his eyebrow. I can't point over it, so I'm just gonna let the video play. The exact same scar in the same side of the eyebrow, and then the blemishes on his forehead are the exact same. You guys, I went to school with Admiral Byrd. I punched Admiral Byrd in the stomach. Admiral Byrd is still alive. He's Scott G somewhere now. This gets even crazier, okay? So in post-college, let me change screens here. Post-college, I moved back to Illinois. I was teaching in Lake Forest for a few years. Scott lived in Chicago. And, after college, a lot of high school people still hang out. He was having a party at his apartment in Chicago. I was supposed to go to it. Me and a bunch of friends were supposed to go. We were late. And this was like a big party. A bunch of people I didn't know were going to be there. But my wife at the time was Liza, who's my wife now. She was my girlfriend at the time, lived in Chicago. So me and her and some other friends were going to go. And all of a sudden, we hear there was a porch collapse at the party I was supposed to be at. His Chicago porch collapsed. 13 people died. This is no news psyop. This is no fake thing. 13 people actually died. The porch literally collapsed. I went to one of the funerals because a girl the grade below me died in it. Saddest thing ever. Scott, I think, was really torn up for a long time about it. And 13 people died. And in my mind, as I'm going through this craziness, I just think to myself, there has to be some connection with 13 and Admiral Byrd. So I went and I looked and it came up right away. Admiral Byrd's biggest mission he went on that everyone knows about was Operation High Jump. And he took 13 ships with him to Antarctica on Operation High Jump. And 13 people died at his porch collapse apartment. And guys, you know me, I'm Mr. Exposed Fake Deaths. These were not fake deaths. These were real. This was a tragedy. This actually happened. The porch was built poorly. It wasn't built to code. It wasn't built to standard. It collapsed. I know many people that were there and witnessed terrible things. Now I'm not tying the 13 in, saying that like it's numerology and all that, but there's something weird there. I don't know if that's, I'm going to get rid of this. Hold on, my screen is stuck here. Oh, come on. Sorry for people listening. I don't know what that's about. I'm not trying to imply anything. I'm not trying to say anything. There's something really weird there. That Admiral Byrd, who I punched in the stomach, guys. Who I punched in the stomach probably in 4th grade. I can remember it like it was yesterday on the baseball diamond at the pitching mound. Punched him in the stomach. He ran away crying. I have no idea what that 13 is about. I don't know if that's like universal law. I don't know if it's karma. I don't know if it's literally once forever or for once just coincidence. But I am quite certain that Admiral Byrd is Scott G. And that Peter, who is Scott's best friend and Admiral Byrd's great nephew, probably is not as old as I think he is. He's probably also a lot older. And my brain immediately goes to, were they there because of me? Were they in that spot in Lake Forest, Illinois because of me? And again, from going back to the beginning, I don't mean this arrogantly. I really don't. I don't think the world revolves around me. But I do think they've known that I was coming to expose them for a long time. They have to have known that. And guys, if they've been hiding in the shadows for as long as I think they have, I mean, it's definitely been the current population of humanity right now, they've hidden themselves from. Who knows how long that, has this been for thousands of years, hundreds of years? I don't know, but the population of humanity right now, they've hidden themselves from. Who knows how long that, has this been for thousands of years, hundreds of years? I don't know, but I'm the guy. I'm the guy showing the world that they're here. Thousands of years, hundreds of years? I don't know, but I'm the guy. I'm the guy showing the world that they're here. So if there's anyone that they would plant people around me to keep an eye on me, to influence me, to befriend me. You guys know how many of them have befriended me. Every day there's a new one in my Facebook or Instagram group. Every single day. My moderators are bad, and I know I apologize for the language, but they're bad who are finding them on the daily and like, Tyler, look, here's a new one in your group today. Look who it is. And they're great at it. And they got my back and they protect me just like a lot of people do, but no arrogance, guys. If anything, like I am humbled beyond, like humbled to the point I could like get down on my knees and cry for how humbled and honored I am that I am doing what I'm doing. And I don't think there's any other explanation that I chose to do this. I volunteered or I was chosen, maybe both. And again, it's like I come on here. I'm part of the reason I'm doing this podcast is to share with people. Another big part of the reason is because I don't have people to share this with. I try to tell this to my brothers or my mom or my wife or the few friends that didn't bail on me when I woke up. Like they look at me like I'm crazy. But I can speak to the internet world. I can speak to my Facebook followers. I can speak to my Facebook subscribers and can speak to my YouTube members and my Instagram members. And I used to be able to speak to my TikTok subscribers, but I lost my followers or they banned my account at 1 million people. So there's so much to unpack with this for me mentally, and if this is what I think it is, where does it end? Like how many more were around me that I'm still not aware of? I don't know. But I think a lot. I think every week I get to a point where I think I've uncovered like the last stone and the stones just keep coming, and I keep flipping them over, and there's a hole a mile long. And it's a wild ride, and I embrace it with fearlessness, in humility and honor every day, every single day of my life. And I try to just stay strong and lead by example and be a badass bitch myself, except not the bitch part. I am, contrary to the internet, I am a human male. Funny, we'll get to something with that momentarily because someone posted on me yesterday that I'm going to share with you guys too. And you know what? I think it's a good time to actually go to that because I'll come back to this if I have more to share, but I just had to share this. And Scott, G, if you, or Peter, if you guys listen to this, I mean no rudeness, I mean no disrespect. If I'm wrong, 1,000 apologies, but I don't think I'm wrong. I think Admiral Byrd is Scott G. 1,000% do. What would the odds be that they would look? Let's go through the odds game here. What would the odds be, one, that Peter tells me his great uncle is Admiral Byrd, and his best friend just happens to look exactly like Admiral Byrd, and they're not supposed to have any family relation. There's no blood there, supposedly. And their faces just match like this, with the exact same nose and smile and teeth and eye placement, and one has a little less hair because he's a little older in the picture, and they have the exact same chin dimple and the exact same eye scar and the exact same forehead marks. Scott G is Admiral Byrd, and I punched Admiral Byrd in the stomach. And you know what? He deserved it. And I don't regret it. Sorry, Scott, if you're listening. You might not even remember. Sorry, Unky Byrd. Sorry. But you were a jerk when you were a kid. You were. And I don't regret it. I don't. So now I'm going to switch gears, though, because I do want to, like I said, if more comes to this that I want to talk about, I will come back to it. But I woke up this morning to someone posting on me. And guys, this is another part of it all, is that just about every day someone makes a post on me. And it's coming from all angels and angles. All angles and angels. They're all coming at me. And I understand I'm exposing them. And I'm exposing their Freemason minions. But honestly, most of the people I thought were Freemasons aren't just Freemasons. They're shape-shifting fallen angels too. And I'm exposing all of them. So what do? They say, hey, buddy, hey, Freemason, hey, fallen angel buddy, let's attack Tyler. You make a video and I'll make a video and you make a video. And then it'll be 3 or 4 of us against him. And that just happens all the time. It's always 3 or 4 against me. Because it's just me. I don't have a team. I don't have buddies that I'm making content with. I have my Facebook subscribers who are amazing. I have my Instagram subscribers that are amazing. And they're constantly sharing things with me. But 95% of the stuff I put out into the world is my revelations and my ideas and my thoughts. I tried not to let other people influence me. But they attack me, which should just be more evidence to anyone with a logical mind that they're attacking the guy exposing them. I should not be fooled by their calling Tyler a male to female, which isn't a thing. It's not a thing. There's no elite gender transitioning. That's a psyop of muddying the waters so people don't realize that they're shapeshifters and they can present themselves as male and as female. Jennifer Gardner is freaking James Franco. Big Mike goes to Michelle and freaking James Franco. And they can present themselves as male and as female. Jennifer Gardner is freaking James Franco. And they can present themselves as male and as female. Jennifer Gardner is freaking James Franco. And they can present themselves as male and as female. Jennifer Gardner is freaking James Franco. And they can present themselves as male and as female. Jennifer Gardner is freaking James Franco. Big Mike goes to Michelle Obama and also Wayne Brady and goes back and forth. It's not like a permanent They're not getting surgery, they're shapeshifters. But they want people stuck at these elites are doing gender transition. It doesn't happen. So going back to this guy, he made a video on me this morning. And he has like, I don't know, 30,000 followers. And I was just going to block him and be like, at first I just thought he was a dude confused about me. I sent him a little message. I was like, dude, you need to work on your discernment. You're either very confused about me or you're part of the people trying to discredit me. And a couple minutes go by and I just have a flash go back to pure love up there. Who is it? Team Emmanuel. Thanks for all the flames, my friend. Hopefully you're saying it's a good podcast. All right, my friend, I get the flames. Thank you. I appreciate the love with the flames. What is Devon Larnett, arm wrestler, Canadian Special Forces? I can't help you, my friend. I don't know. I can screenshot it and take a look, but I don't know that guy offhand. Don Cheadle is the Breatharian guy. Oh, interesting. I know the Breatharian guy. I can't picture him offhand, but I'll look into that. Is he Don Cheadle? I can picture him a little bit. I remember thinking he was someone else maybe. Don Cheadle is definitely Sammy Davis Jr. I've done a video on that for sure. Hulk Hogan is hanging out as the Liver King right now, my friend, and also Scotty Scheffler, the golfer. I've done videos on both of those. What do I think of the Vril or reptilians? I think they're the same as clones. I think they're just nonsense to get people focused in the wrong direction. Now, David Icke, who pushes reptilians, he's one of them. He's not a reptilian, he's a fallen angel. And he pushes he's also Mike Myers. David Icke is Mike Myers. I did a video like 2 weeks ago on that. Clear as day. The wives are clear as day. But yeah, guys, they want us directed in every single direction but the truth. And it's why they come at me so hard, because I sifted through the bullshit and the nonsense. And I just through literally years of discernment and exposing fake deaths and slowly, incrementally getting to why they faked their death, I figured it out. And then all the clues were there. I just had to put them all together because they tell us. I mean, now that when I look at it with hindsight, there's so many songs about fallen angel, like all the songs you listen to, especially on like rock and classic rock, it's all about fallen angels and learning to fly without wings and missing heaven and so much. There's so much. Tyler is born on the 16th. No, I'm not. I'm on the 15th. Actually, you know what? I wanted to share this. This is a good time to share since someone said that. Harvey, come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. I'm sorry if you guys just hear my dog nonstop chewing on his bone. Like I said, always, this is a very non-professional podcast. I'm sitting on my couch chilling with my dogs. But I wanted to share this. So I've shared part of this before, but this, for once, a lady did a mockery video of me that I actually liked because I learned something about myself that I thought was really cool. Morgan, cool. Thank you. Awesome for the membership. Watch Devin Larratt on Joe Rogan. Okay, I will. I'm going to screenshot that. Thank you for joining. And I'm sure I will see something with him right away. Okay, but someone said I was born on the 16th. I wasn't. I was born on the 15th. 9/15/1980. So one thing that's really cool about that is if you think about a clock, 9 and 15, it's the only date on a calendar that makes a perfectly straight line. A 9 and the 15. 9 and the 15, it's a straight line, straight across. The only date on a 365-day calendar that on a clock makes a flat line. I'm Tyler, the fittest flat earther. So I already thought that was really cool. But this lady she was like trying to say that I did something weird with gematria, but my name in gematria, Tyler Hansen, I don't remember I think it was like, whatever it was, it added to 15. I think it was like 11, what was it? 1124. Let's say it's 1122. Let's just say that. Whatever my number is for gematria, Tyler Hansen, it adds to 15. My birthday is on 9/15. I didn't realize this, but the fittest flat earther in gematria is also the exact same number. Say it's 1122. It adds to 15. My birthday is 9/15. 9 plus 1 plus 5 is 15. Like, somehow, some way, I was like written in the stars. My plan, my destiny down here. So many things line up to 15. A lot of people don't know this, and I don't say it much, but my name is Tyler. The guard's name at the Freemason door is Tyler. People have tried to use that against me, but no, my mom just named me Tyler. We were all named after like presidents, which is kind of crazy. I'm John Tyler. I'm Tyler James. My brother is Carter, and my other brother is Lee. Lee wasn't a president, but General E. Lee. We were all named after like, historical people. But my name is Tyler. Tyler is a Freemason guard door. My email for 25 years had 33 in it because 3 was always my favorite number because I'm the oldest of 3 boys. I'm the oldest of 3 boys. And and someone just wrote it, yeah. And 15. 15 is linked to me in so many ways. 1 plus 5 is 6, which is 3. Like, I'm not giving you clues that I'm a Freemason, guys. I'm not. There's just some crazy synchronicities in my life. I am anti-Freemason. I am anti-fallen angel. I am against them. If you don't know that by my content, I'm not trying to wink or give clues like that or anything like that. I'm just telling you my life was written in the stars somehow. I think we all were, but mine was really written like destiny was calling me to this mission I'm on. It's the only thing I can, like, it just, everything lines up. And every single day, I just have 50 synchronicities that happen. Before I did this podcast, I was going to do a podcast on synchronicities. And I actually decided I looked up like what AI said about the cause of synchronicities. And it basically was like, you're in like physical and spiritual alignment. And I decided I wasn't going to do a podcast on that. And I actually decided I wasn't going to do a podcast. So I sat down and I was eating something. And when I eat, sometimes I put on Seinfeld in the background. I had just finished researching synchronicities, which are coincidences. I turned on Seinfeld, and the very first line on Seinfeld, George says, "What a coincidence." And that's like, just my day is like that all day, every day. I turn on the music. Whatever I'd been talking about or thinking about plays on the radio. When I'm researching something, it comes on the TV. I'm on the right path. That's all I can say. And it's my plan, my destiny down here. So many things line up to 15. A lot of people don't know this, and I don't say it much, but my name is Tyler. The guard's name at the Freemason door is Tyler. People have tried to use that against me, but no, my mom just named me Tyler. We were all named after like presidents, which is kind of crazy. I'm John Tyler. I'm Tyler James. My brother is Carter, and my other brother is Lee. Lee wasn't a president, but General E. Lee. We were all named after like, historical people. But my name is Tyler. Tyler is a Freemason guard door. My email for 25 years had 33 in it because 3 was always my favorite number because I'm the oldest of 3 boys. I'm the oldest of 3 boys. And and someone just wrote it, yeah. And 15. 15 is linked to me in so many ways. 1 plus 5 is 6, which is 3. Which is 3. I'm not trying to wink or give clues like that or anything like that. Which is 3. I'm not trying to wink or give clues like that or anything like that. I'm just telling you my life was written in the stars somehow. I think we all were, but mine was really written like destiny was calling me to this mission I'm on. It's the only thing I can, like, it just, everything lines up. And every single day, I just have 50 synchronicities that happen. Before I did this podcast, I was going to do a podcast on synchronicities. And I actually decided I looked up like what AI said about the cause of synchronicities. And it basically was like, you're in like physical and spiritual alignment. And I decided I wasn't going to do a podcast on that. And I actually decided I wasn't going to do a podcast. So I sat down and I was eating something. And when I eat, sometimes I put on Seinfeld in the background. I had just finished researching synchronicities, which are coincidences. I turned on Seinfeld, and the very first line on Seinfeld, George says, "What a coincidence." And that's like, just my day is like that all day, every day. I turn on the music, whatever I'd been talking about or thinking about plays on the radio. When I'm researching something, it comes on the TV. I'm on the right path. That's all I can say. And again, bringing it full circle, there's no arrogance meant. I am humbled and honored beyond your wildest dreams, which is 3-3.
If we had to choose just one number that's more associated with Jesus than any other number, it would definitely be 3. That would be his numerical number, which is associated with him more than anything else. Jesus prayed 3 times in the Garden of Gethsemane. There were 3 hours of darkness from 12 to 3 p.m. Jesus dies at the 9th hour, 3 p.m. The blood moon confirmed by NASA that was visible in Jerusalem was on the Passover, was on a Friday, and it was April 3rd, Friday, 33 AD. Jesus was 33 years old, and his ministry lasted 3 years. As a child, Jesus was in the temple for 3 days, and his parents went to go look for him. There were 3 witnesses to the transfiguration: John, Peter, and James. Jesus raised 3 different people from the dead. There were 3 crosses, 3 people crucified. The inscription on the cross is in 3 languages. Peter denies Jesus 3 times, and then Jesus asks Peter, "Do you love me?" 3 times. Jesus appears 3 times to his disciples after being resurrected. There's 3 witnesses to the resurrection: the shroud, the Sudarium of Oviedo, and the empty tomb. Jesus was rejected/condemned by 3 high authorities: the Jewish high priest, Herod, and Pilate. That shows that his rejection by man was complete. He received 3 gifts at birth: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Number 3 is the number of resurrection. And the number 3, the blood stain on the man in the shroud/Jesus, is 3 centimeters long. And Jonah was in the belly of the whale for 3 days. And Jesus said he would leave for this wicked generation the sign of Jonah. The numerical sign of Jonah is 3. And what do we see written in blood on the forehead of Jesus, the man in the shroud? 3. The physical universe consists of 3 things: time, space, and matter. Space is dimensional: length, width, and height. Matter coexists in 3 states: solid, liquid, and gas. Water consists of 3 elements: 2 parts hydrogen and 1 part water. The ELF waves around the Earth consist of 3 components: the E wave, the electrostatic aspect of the wave, and the magnetic aspect of it. And since we're on the subject of ELF waves, let's talk about what are ELF waves. ELF stands for extremely low frequency, also known as Schumann's resonances. They are global electromagnetic waves. They are excited/powered by lightning strikes with wavelengths equal to the circumference of the Earth. It's a standing wave of electromagnetic energy approximately 55 miles above the Earth's crust. A big wave all around the entire globe 24 hours a day. A higher power electric line all around the Earth. When the ELF waves were first discovered in the early 1950s, the military used the ELF technology, extremely low frequency, to communicate to submarines in deep water. These ELF wave signals are capable of going through solid rock or lead, to penetrate any substance, and travel any distance, even light years. Allow me to explain the significance of what I just said. Let's say your cell phone was based on ELF technology, extremely low frequency waves. You could be encased in lead and put at the bottom of the ocean, and you could receive calls and make calls. You could be on another planet. I'm not exaggerating. You could be on Mars, or you could be on the moon. and you could receive and send calls with your cell phone. That's the power of ELF technology. That's the reason the organization called HAARP spends millions, perhaps into billions of dollars, to try and replicate, to imitate the technology. It is a scientific fact that people, plants, and animals receive information from these waves. That's not a theory. That's observed in science, a demonstrated reality. Years ago, no, these ELF waves around the earth, they didn't evolve. They didn't start out as a rock and then evolve into a wave that flew its way up above the earth and became a communication system. No, these ELF waves around the earth are here for a purpose. They carry sensory data information on a standing wave of electromagnetic power and energy with a wavelength equal to the circumference of the earth. That information doesn't create itself. It's not a random accident. It's there for a purpose. It's there for a reason. Without them, life as we know of would no longer exist. The ELF waves is as important as receiving oxygen. All living things on Earth receive information from these ELF waves. If they suddenly were no longer there, all hell would break loose. Nature would be in chaos. Plants, animals, and people, we are all dependent on the information that we receive from the ELF waves to maintain the normal function of the mind and body. If you don't believe that's true, ask a NASA astronaut what happens when they left the Earth and became disconnected from the ELF waves. Which raises a very interesting question. Who created this technology? Who is the intelligent designer of this incredible communication system? All right, so this is the most sophisticated, powerful communication system in the world that we know of. And there's no governing authority over it. There's no one watching over it. It's just running itself. There's no higher power intelligence / God overlooking this, managing this, making sure the system is operating correctly. It just runs by itself, right? It's a random accident. The highest amplitude frequency of these ELF waves is 7.831 hertz. To maintain that, this is what it takes. 50 to 100 lightning strikes every second to power it. Up to 6,000 a minute, 360,000 every hour, and up to 8 million lightning strikes a day. It has to be maintained and governed by what? A higher power intelligence / God. Here's another coincidence to throw at you. People that have supernatural abilities, like a psychic hired by the FBI, they tested their brainwave patterns. They did a electrocephalogram. By incredible coincidence, their EEG came out at 7.831 hertz. This is a 2 plus blank equals 4 mystery to solve. Where are they getting their information from? Only one answer fits. I can't speak for anyone else personally, but this 7.831 hertz ELF website sounds like something we might want to consider logging onto and getting in tune with. Radio God, 7.831 hertz. The human brain is actually designed to send and receive extremely low frequency signals. Note those words: designed, intelligent design, as in created. These ELF waves around the earth, they don't follow universal inverse square law. What does that mean, universal inverse square law? That means the wave does not slow down over distance, over space. It's like if you threw a baseball and it was traveling at 50 miles an hour, it just stays going 50 miles an hour and never stops. That means that in each passing second that is going by right now, a law of physics is being broken. We want to see miracles, but we don't acknowledge the miracles that are happening right in front of our faces in each and every second that goes by. Only one thing actually does stop the ELF wave. That's the human brain. That's because the creator of this communication system designed it to be able to reach you no matter where you are, with you personally.
I can't do negative today. Positive vibes, positive vibes. Come check this. can't do negative today. Positive vibes, positive vibes. Shh, shh, shh. I can't do negative today. Positive vibes, positive vibes. Shh.
Come check this. Come check this.
Shh, shh. Shh.
Нихуя себе, это что такое? О, нихуя метеорит, блядь.
Внимание,
Ебануться. Нихуя себе. Ебануться. Нихуя себе. Ебануться. Нихуя себе.
Ебать, а! Что это хуйня? Никит, что это такое? Бомбардировка, нахуй! Артподготовка, блин!
Победил. Как источник информации, он показывается мало интересен. Он может
Shh, shh, shh. I can't do negative today. Positive vibes, positive vibes. Shh, shh, shh. I can't do negative today. Positive vibes, positive vibes. Shh.
Come check this.
Shh, shh, shh. I can't do negative today. Positive vibes, positive vibes. Shh, shh, shh. I can't do negative today. Positive vibes, positive vibes. Shh.
Come check this.
If the world warms by 3 degrees, the Arctic is ice-free all summer. The Amazon rainforest is drying out. Snow caps on the Alps all but disappear. El Niño's extreme weather patterns become the status quo. The Mediterranean and parts of Europe wither in searing summer heat. This could be our world plus 3 degrees.
In a 3-degree warmer world, these kinds of summer heat waves will just be the norm. So an extremely hot summer by this point will actually bring the kinds of temperatures into Central Europe that you now experience in the Middle East and in Northern Africa.
The summer of 2003 may have opened a window onto life in a world that's 3 degrees warmer. All across Europe, an unrelenting heat wave developed into a natural disaster. Paris tends to empty in the summer. Many elderly stay behind. Nobody could have anticipated the danger they'd be in. Emergency room doctors were the first to realize something was terribly wrong. Emergency room Dr. Patrick Palou quickly realizes the heat wave is turning into a catastrophe.
You had such a heat wave comparable to a flamethrower igniting an entire area. The number of people who died on the night of August 10 is between 2,500 and 3,000.
The death toll would top 30,000 across Europe. In France alone, over 14,000 died in just a few weeks.
The heat wave of 2003 was probably the first huge catastrophe due to global warming that affected a rich country. A rich country that thought itself to be protected from everything. Well, that was wrong.
I can't do negative today. Positive vibes, positive vibes. I can't do negative today. Positive vibes, positive vibes.
Come check this.
I can't do negative today. Positive vibes, positive vibes. I can't do negative today. Positive vibes, positive vibes.
Come check this.
If the world warms by 6 degrees, from a distance, the oceans may appear bright blue, but they are marine wastelands. Deserts march across continents like conquering armies. Natural disasters become common events. Some of the world's great cities are flooded and abandoned. This could be our world plus 6 degrees.
Warmings of 6 degrees over longer time periods have been associated with some of the most devastating mass extinctions which have ever taken place. So it's certainly fair to assume that if temperatures soar by 6 degrees within less than a century, that we're going to face nothing less than a global wipeout.
6 degrees of warming has been called the doomsday scenario. Our lives would never be the same again.